Booktube, what is up? My name is Savannah and welcome back to my channel, Savannah Reads. I'm going to be reacting to my first 21 books of 2021. Yes, it is March 18th and I have read 21 books so far this month. Wrong. 21 books so far this year in the quest to read 100 books in a year. I've never done that, even though I've always loved reading. I've never made enough time for it, so this year is my year. I even made this fancy reading journal that I think I've showed you before, with all of my Kiki stickers, and I have Kiki flying on her little broom. So we're going to go through all 21 of the books that I read in 2021, so get a snack. This might be a long video. I'm also not going to hold up every book or go through every synopsis because that's boring and who wants to listen to that? Okay, number 1. Clearly, I wasn't prepared for this. Number 1, The Password to Larkspur Lane by Carolyn Keane. This is a Nancy Drew mystery. I love Nancy Drew mysteries. They're super fun, super easy to read. I actually read this book when I was in the hospital. I read it in about like an hour. It was super easy, super light. Actually, backtrack. Realization. I didn't actually finish that book in the hospital. I finished Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, but I started The Password to Larkspur Lane, and then I finished it in 2021. That's right. Okay, so I read the first 100 pages, and then I finished the last 100 pages in 2021. So I just counted it as my first book read for this year. Number 2 was The Bell Jar. This was a book that we decided to start for our book club book. I have a book club with some of my coworkers, and the first book that one of my coworkers picked was The Bell Jar. It was wildly depressing, a wonderful experience to read right after I had gotten out of the hospital. Very enlightening. I know it's a classic, but it just was really depressing and really good, but really depressing. Okay, moving right along. Number 3, I did read the memoir Life Will Be the Death of Me by Chelsea Handler. Oh my gosh. So one of my closest friends recommended this book to me. He never reads books, and he said that Chelsea Handler is just him in a book. And me being the type of person that wants to better understand the people that I'm close to, I was like, oh, sure, I'll read this book. That'll be fun. So I rushed out to Barnes & Noble to buy it because he was like, did you buy the book yet? And I was like, no. So then I did. So then I rushed out and bought it. And it was fantastic. It was my first 5-star read of the year. And I just thought, I knew nothing about Chelsea Handler. Nothing at all. But she is so totally honest and so raw. And her writing is actually like very, like I can pick up on her personality in her writing, which is something I really like out of a memoir, when I can notice somebody's personality and feel like I know them from their writing. So loved that book. 10 out of 10 recommend. 5 stars. I guess I should talk about, I'm not very good at this yet. Hashtag booktube newbie props. I guess I should probably talk about my ratings too, also for these books. The Bell Jar I gave 4 stars. The Nancy Drew book I gave 3 stars because it was just like meh. So my rating system is like, if I give it a 1 or a 2, I didn't like it. If I give it a 3, I liked it, but it was like I just liked it. So like the Nancy Drew book, I just liked it. The Bell Jar I thought was, even though I liked it, I guess it was more complex. So I gave it 4 stars. And 4 stars is kind of where I seem to settle when I feel that a book is superior to just good, but doesn't give me that 5-star feel. Chelsea Handler gave me the 5-star feel. So that was my first 5 out of 5 stars. On to book number 4 was Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. It took me a little bit of a while to get into this book, but at the end of the day, I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Looking back, I think maybe I would end up giving it like a little bit higher, maybe like 4.5 out of 5 stars. As someone who struggles with anxiety and OCD, I just found the premise of this book to be spectacular, and I loved the little romance. And I'm not like a huge John Green fan. I have read some of his books, but this by far I felt was one of his more complex works, and also just overall I felt that he really tapped into what it's like to have anxiety and OCD, And as somebody with both of those disorders, I can tell you that he hits the nail on the head in multiple parts of the novel. So I just thought it was really well done. I may make a separate video going more in depth because I did annotate it a little bit and go through some of the more highlighted parts. So I might put that together at a later time. Okay, number 5 was another memoir by James Conner called Fear is a Choice. My friends Emily and Lexi let me borrow this book. James Conner is from Pittsburgh. He is a football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he did go to the University of Pittsburgh, so deep roots. He's from Erie. I love James Conner. I love this story. The strength that it must have taken to overcome cancer and still become a professional football player, but also he sheds an incredible light on the fact that it's not the attention that he wanted, but he wants to use it to help others. And he talks about at the end some of the kids with cancer that he meets and that he's able to spend time with after his treatments and when he's back playing football. And some of them make it and some of them unfortunately pass away. But I just felt that he did just an incredible job of depicting what it must have been like. And the writing wasn't anything special. You can tell that he's not a writer, but it was just very raw, very emotional, and I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. At number 6 was my the start of my reread of the Harry Potter series. I'm not going to talk too much about these because y'all know that I love Harry Potter, but Sorcerer's Stone, loved it, quintessentially classic. Not much more to say there. Number 7, I did start reading the Full Metal Alchemist series. So I started with Full Metal Alchemist number 1, and this book, I don't know, I loved it. It was kind of creepy in a few different ways. If you've read it, you will know. It was a good experience for my first manga. Yeah, I'm still figuring that out, I guess. But I loved it. It was creepy. Anyways, moving on. Number 8, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I totally forgot to talk about my ratings. Oh, wow. I still suck at this. Hashtag still a booktube newbie. Anyways, number 8, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. My aunt had recommended this book to me, and it was good. It kept my attention. It was long, but it was easy to read. I know there's mixed reviews out there about it. I felt that it was all right. I gave it a 4 stars because for a thriller, my rating kind of is if it piqued my interest enough, I'll give it a 4 stars, but it didn't grip me. I wasn't oh my gosh, I have to find out what happens. It's not put downable. No, I didn't think that at all. I thought some parts of it were a little mishandled. And I can go more in depth about that later if y'all are interested, but overall, it was a meh thriller, in my opinion. Coming in at number 9, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, my favorite of the movies, not my favorite of the books, but I do love the book. Definitely up there. Yeah, I love Harry Potter. I love everything about Harry Potter, so that's that. Right, number 10 was our second book club book of the year. So it was our February book club book. Blah, 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 blah. Can I not speak? Apparently not. We did decide to read The Girl on the Train, and then we decided to watch the movie. So first mistake, deciding to read The Girl on the Train. The second mistake, deciding to watch the movie. I rated this book, what do I believe I rated this book? 5 stars initially, and now the more that I think about it, I don't understand how I gave it that rating. Okay, I want to continue with the part of the series where I comment on my videos while I'm editing them in my bed in the dark, to tell you that I actually counted that I rated The Girl on the Train 5 stars because I couldn't believe that I had actually rated it 5 stars. In my reading journal, in that moment, I was counting the stars because I just couldn't believe that I had given it 5 stars. Yeah. Anywho, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. 3 stars, maybe. It's generous. 3.5. 3.5 is generous. We'll go 3.5. Yeah, I don't know about this book. Another one of those books that I just was like, just a couple of things like mistreated. Like AJ Finn, the woman in the window, I felt like the main character, Anna, I felt like her alcoholism was just mishandled. Her mental illness was mishandled. I felt like the alcoholism in this book was mishandled. The amount of times that the author talked about how ugly and a mess that the protagonist, Rachel, is, I just was like, okay, we get it. She's ugly and fat and a mess. Like, do you have anything else to say? Because, like, I don't know. I don't understand why people love this book so much. Yeah, I don't know. Just the more I think about it, the more it kind of angers me. And the movie was even worse. Oh my gosh. Worst $4 I ever spent to rent that movie. It was just, it wasn't good. Moving on to the second half of the books that I read so far in 2021. These are some books that I really have enjoyed more than I think the first part of this video. So coming in at number 11 was House Rules by Jodi Picoult, and I thought this book was beautifully fantastic. I gave it 4 stars only because I felt like it was a little long at times, and the ending was very frustrating, even though I understand why she may have ended it that way, and I respect her for it. It really puts into perspective what the point of the actual book is supposed to be about, even though that's not what I wanted to get from the ending. And if you haven't read it, you might not understand what I'm talking about, but I would definitely recommend you reading it. If you don't know, it's about a boy who has Asperger's, who is obsessed with crime scenes and finds himself in the middle of a very real murder investigation that the police believe he may be involved in some way. The traits of his Asperger's make him look guilty, and it's just this beautiful journey of how the legal justice system can really mistreat people with these types of conditions or disabilities, if you want to call them that, because one of the major focuses of the book is that his mother always told Jacob, the protagonist, that he wasn't disabled, that there wasn't anything different about him. But now the whole thing is they have to show the courts that Jacob actually really is different. So it just is beautifully handled, like everything Jodi Picoult does. I love her work. I think it's amazing. And I really would recommend this book. I gave it 4 stars, but looking back, I definitely think it was a 5-star read, and maybe 4.5 stars just because I felt like it was a little long at times. It's like 600 pages. So it's a very, very long book, but definitely worth your time. Number 12 was one of my favorite books of this entire year, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I love this book. As someone who has recently been struggling with understanding my own sexuality and understanding what it means to be bisexual, and really kind of trying to explore that side of me that I had never really thought about or even talked about before, I thought this book was fantastic and did a fantastic job of giving representation where it needed to be. And it was just fun and lighthearted. And I'm excited to read Leah on the Offbeat because I feel like I'm going to connect with Leah even more. I'm totally jazzed, and I absolutely loved it. All right, moving along. Number 13, Fablehaven. Not much to say here. Magical realism, famous, how do you want to say? Magical, oh my god, I can't think of the word. What is it? It's like a magical preservation. There it is, Eureka. A magical preservation that is run by these 2 kids' grandparents, and they know nothing about it until they arrive at Fablehaven, and then they learn everything about it. And it's a 5-book series by Brandon Mull. I did read this one and the second one, which I will talk about in a little bit. Really good, really easy, really light, really fun. Excited to see where the series goes. I shouldn't jump down, but I will to number 18, which was Fablehaven 2, which I thought was way better than Fablehaven 1. Like, I just thought that it was more complex. It gave you more of an idea of where the plot was going. It really advanced the reading experience, and it was just fun. Like, it was just exciting. At the end of the day, I was just really excited reading it. So, yeah, go Brandon Mull. You rock. Right, number 14. I did read Karen McManus's The Cousins, and passed this around to my coworkers in my book club as well. I loved this book. I thought it was so fun and thrilling. 5 out of 5 thriller for sure. Yeah, just the whole premise was very exciting from start to finish. Just these cousins and this mysterious grandmother, and they don't know her, and they don't know why she invited them to her island, and then what happened with their parents, and like all of these mysteries. And at the end of the day, like, it wasn't like complex, and it wasn't really like shocking what happened at the end. But I loved it. I loved the characters. They were likable and unlikable at the same time, which I think is very hard to do. And yeah, I would 10 out of 10 recommend. 5 stars for sure. 15 was another 5-star read for me, and that was Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. What a weird book. Like, very odd. Very dark academia. Wish there had been a sequel. Think it was good as a standalone. However, it was very slow plot-wise. Really hard to explain why I loved it so much. It just gave me that feeling, and I don't really know, because it's not usually the 5-star feeling that I get. It was just very weird. Yeah. But read it. If you like dark academia and you are up for a 350-page easy read it, because it's fast and good and weird. And I don't know how to say much more about it. Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist Volume 2 is number 16. Loved it even more than the first. I think it's a great starter manga series. Once I figured out how to read it, that helped. Love the characters. Excited to see where the third book goes, which I have not read yet, so maybe that will be book number 22. Who knows? Book number 17, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh my gosh, this video is so long to film. Please stick with me, though, because I'm so fun. Like, hello, I'm fun. And look how fun this guy is. Do you love him? I love him. Okay, anyways, that was the break. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. 5 out of 5. Loved it. Favorite book. That or the 5th. Not sure yet. I'll jump down to number 20. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Also read that. New appreciation for that book. I have more thoughts on that. And I really want to do a more in-depth review of each of the Harry Potter books. I just haven't gotten around to getting those notes together yet, because I want it to be really good, and I don't want to just go into it with no script like I go into most of my videos. Want to know my secret? No script. Hey. Anywho, moving on. Okay, we already did Fablehaven 2. We already did Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. All right, and 20 and 21. Well, it was really 19 and 21, but, whatever. Heartstopper Volume 1 and 2. Oh my gosh. I love this series. Nick and Charlie are so cute. Oh my god, they are so cute. Like, I cannot even. And reading Nick come to terms with his sexuality and realizing that he is bisexual, realizing that he likes girls and guys, just was very, very edifying to me as someone who has recently gone through that experience. I think that it was so beautifully written and illustrated, and they're just so cute, and I smiled the whole way through. Like, if you just want to read a book that makes you smile from beginning to end, like, those are the books for you. You gotta check them out. They are so great. Like, so great. Oh, I can't even. Okay, I'm done. I could gush forever, but I'm done. I promise. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, which I believe that they are, that is all 21 books that I have read this year. Up next, I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I am halfway through. I'm also reading The Handmaid's Tale graphic novel, Harry Potter 5, and I am trying to decide what I want to start next. I know I want to do Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, because I want kind of just like a light, read after all of this, heavy stuff. And I want to read Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 3. But let me know in the comments if you think I should start a Court of Thorns and Roses series, or if I should start the Shadowhunters series, or Six of Crows, even though that's only a duology. I don't know. Yeah. I'm tempted to do a Court of Thorns and Roses because it's shorter, like the series itself is shorter, but I've just heard so many great things about the Shadowhunter series that I kind of just want to get into it. So again, drop me a comment, let me know what you think I should do, and let me know if you want to see any other videos. I can film a journal flip through, a reading journal flip through. I can film a flip through of my regular journal. I filmed a bookshelf tour on my DSLR camera. Yes, despite this horrible lighting and horrible video quality, I do have a DSLR camera. I just haven't figured out how to use it yet. So I filmed a video on there only to realize that I have no cord and no way to Bluetooth send it to my laptop. So there's no way to actually upload it. So that was great. Hashtag newbie probs. If you have any tech tips, also feel free to leave that in the description. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like my content. Even if you're unsure about my content, just subscribe anyways, because I'm fun, and then I'll pop up on your feed and you can have more fun with me and listen to me gush about books and talk about life and show you my fun pillows. Wait, I have another fun pillow too. Look. He's a sleepy doggy. Okay, I'm done embarrassing myself on the internet now. That's all from me. I will leave everything linked in my description. I will leave my socials and my Patreon link down there. So please go check that out and check me out on those platforms as well. I hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!